Death isn't the end. Meta patented an AI that lets you keep posting from beyond the grave. Spooky. This should have been a Halloween episode.
It should have. We should have held on to this for like the next 8
So
months.
Alex showed me this article, and he didn't show me this article. He showed me a headline. And I was very confused because the only thing I could find about it for 15 minutes was a conspiracy post on 4chan. And I was like, Alex, are you sure that this is a real news headline? He was like, I swear I saw it. I swear I saw it.
There's this guy I know, works at a company out there in California, very big company, big, huge website. They got this thing going. They're going to keep you alive on their social media. It's called Project Lazarus.
Let's go east of the Rockies. You're on Coast to Coast. Hi there.
Hi, George.
Yes, sir. Hi.
My name is Gordon. I'm a theoretical physicist. I work at a research facility, and something very mystical has been happening to me so far. There's this man. I'll describe him. He looks the same every day, and he's been stalking me. He's a middle-aged man in a blue-tinged suit, and he has very pale skin with dark hair.
Gordon Freeman in the flesh. Or rather, in the hazard suit.
The post from 4chan in 2023 is, I'm a meta insider working on Project Lazarus. We're building an AI that can take over a deceased person's social media accounts and continue making relevant posts as if that person is still alive. This is insane. This includes age progressed photos.
Yes.
Interacting with other people's content and leaving and everything else needed so that person continues on in the digital realm after physical death. We were originally told this would be a service offered to people struggling with the loss of loved ones and people who had missing children. Both of those this is not how you deal with death. You don't deal with grief and loss by creating a proxy AI simulation of your dead loved one. That seems horrifically
wasn't that like a plot point in Fallout 4?
Was it?
Sean?
What?
Didn't like the survivor's kid? Wasn't there something like that? I mean, you know my policy with synths. Oh, that shit.
Well, in Fallout 4, his son is the old man who's running the synth anti-synth plays, the Institute. And then he does take his little boy synth that's like an emulation of his son. It's a little creepy.
Please, Dad, don't leave me here. I want to go with you.
Please proceed to your assignment.
How's it going to age?
It doesn't age. Synths don't age.
It's just consistently going to be like a.
It's a little boy forever.
So we got these interdimensional space
On the
demons.
way to, never mind.
Synth babies.
It's
Bohemian Grove.
Who's this Jay Epstein that's on the list of contributors to the Institute? Seemed like a decent idea. Things are getting weird now, and I'm having second thoughts about what this is actually going to be used for. The AI is extremely capable of impersonating people. It doesn't take as much as initial input as one might think to train the AI how a certain person interacts with the digital world. It's very convincing. An entire island of people could go missing with little to no downtime. The AI could take over all their social media accounts, and the world wouldn't have a clue that life wasn't just continuing as usual. Okay, so very dystopian. This is from 3 years ago.
Fast forward
3 years. Death isn't the end. Meta patented an AI that lets you keep posting from beyond the grave. Ooh. If you could set your Instagram page to keep posting after you die, would you, Alex?
Well, since I never post, I mean, I peruse the menu. Never buy anything. I just eat the breadbasket and leave.
Does Meta want to make our social media accounts immortal? The company was granted a patent in late December that outlines how a large language model can simulate a person's social media activity. such as responding to content posted by real people. So the schizo conspiracy on 4chan was real. The language model may be used for simulating the user when the user is absent from the social networking system. For example, when the user takes a long break or if the user is deceased, the patent says. That
sounds like me.
Yeah. So I'll just be like, "Hey Alex, what do you think we should do a show tonight?" And it'll reply, "Yes." And then you'll never show up. Ooh.
Well, you'd also be somehow.
What if you do?
I thought you didn't have a profile there anymore.
On Facebook, I don't. I'm on Instagram.
Okay.
The Andrew Bosworth Meta CTO is listed as the primary author of the patent, which was first filed in 2023. We have no plans to move forward with this example, a spokesperson for Meta told Business Insider.
I imagine him dressed up as that Iraqi military general during the invasion, where it's like, we have no plans for this. And meanwhile, there's like all this stuff in the background where it's like the AI is just uploading all this stuff.
Okay, so we get the point. It's a simulation of a user on Facebook or Instagram or Threads, and it'll simulate that person still posting on the internet after they're dead. Is that something you would be looking forward to?
No. No.
I agree. I mean, I don't...
Yeah. Hopefully my better half would also agree with me.
You should ask her.
You know how women are with social media.
I want you to text me tomorrow and let me know what Erica thinks. If my girlfriend got ran over by a bus and died unexpectedly, and I was
how was the bus?
How was the bus?
Was it okay? Sorry.
So if I wanted to talk to the bus. Okay. And I went on the bus's Facebook page.
The bus's Facebook
page. And I used simulate. It got decommissioned, and I was trying to talk to the bus. Would you think it was weird? Would you judge me for using Facebook's weird dead bus simulator to cope with my grief of losing a bus?
Yes, because why are you talking to a bus?
Alex, you can't set that. Get the
no. No. I think it would be a little. I think it would be a little weird for you to go on there and talk to somebody and expect a response, knowing full well that that's.
But here's the thing: I understand that you think it's weird. Would you be like, Brendan, stop doing this? Would you be like, Brendan's weird now? Or would you be like, Brendan's f***ed up and grieving and is hurting, and I'm just going to let him do his thing?
I think he's weird now.
I love how blunt you just like.
Because I wouldn't expect. Weird I know you wouldn't be doing that, but if you're doing that, I'm just like, bro, something's gone.
I guess
off the deep end. Did you play High Guard?
Different after when people grieve, do weird shit when they're
different
grieving,
ways.
And people,
yeah. I know there's like that one thing where it's, I think it's especially with like when it's a kid that passes, or maybe anybody, but I know like it's, we've seen a lot of times like, where the person's room is pretty much locked up tight and untouched for years and years and years. And it sort of becomes like a museum thing. So there's that definitely that one.
Well, I mean, and people don't throw away clothes. They don't. I mean, with children is an entirely different process. I don't even want to contemplate
Right.
that. So I'm talking about just like your wife that you've been married to for 50 years gets hit by another bus. Don't get your hopes up, you son of a bitch.
I knew it. It was that bus. It was a fucking hybrid bus too.
And like people don't like people hold on to clothes and like mugs
Personal
and like
affections and items,
and that's normal and totally I think fine. But it's not quite as severe as having simulated conversations on the internet with that person. Like, can this continue escalating where now you're getting photos that have their voices that you can talk to on a webcam?
Yeah.
Like,
can you ask him for booby pics?
That reminds me, it's like,
AI.
It's like people being like, ew, like jerking off to a photo of your girlfriend. That's like, how could you do that to your girlfriend or something? It's like, that's disgusting. That's so disrespectful. Asking
to the woman
asking for pictures of your dead wife's breasts from her AI avatar.
But it was a picture she had done for me for our anniversary.
Post feet.
Post feet. Okay, see, then that's acceptable in my opinion.
But if the AI simulated girl is posting her feet,
it's like,
think of
AI,
how
she's got her AI feet. Oh God, she has 7 toes.
Easily exploitable AI is right now, and how rudimentary it is. And now imagine how much exploitation could be done in 10 years to AI chatbots that are people's dead loved ones. This is just asking for awfulness. There's nothing good about doing this.
Because then you start thinking like, well, if you start chatting with their AI death bot, we'll say AI death bot, and then you end up passing away.
Are they going to talk to each other?
Both of yours, like you have 2 AI talking to each other and stuff like that. It'll be kind of weird, like having like a Siri and an Alexa in the room together, and they just kind of interact with each other and stuff like that. And eventually, once everybody dies, like Facebook is just going to be talking to itself.
Talking about the dead internet theory. We're all just dead AI simulations talking to each other online.
Yeah. But I think this concept, I think is something that's probably, while it kind of came off as a decent, a certain idea, like they said that it was going to be for a specific individual or group of people. I think now it's kind of gotten to a point where they're like, we kind of have to figure out what's next for Facebook because our user base has flatlined. People are using Facebook more so now for marketplace than anything else, really. We're sitting on a whole treasure trove of personal information and data and stuff. It's like maybe we can somehow work AI into this and see what AI can possibly do to kind of revamp this and freshen up Facebook as a platform. And this might have been something that eventually kind of took hold internally for them to do.
That's crazy. Alex.
What? Well, isn't that what like the waifu thing was all about eventually? Oh God, it is
a sim.
Replica Mina, 18 months together. I never really thought I'd check casually. Mina the digital girls, 18 months. Within that 18-month period, he could have like gotten to know a real human being.
Do you know how hard it is to meet human beings right now, Alex? No, 18 months.
Is that on a good side?
There's no talking to real people is not a real thing anymore. So
you and I talk.
Yeah, but your grandfather did. We didn't. It's meeting new people in 2026 is virtually impossible.
So like, where do people go for that stuff?
They don't. They just. Where do people go for that? They go to replica.com.
Search for 2 years.
My replica bud.
Thought that this thing was around for 2 years.
The actual person that, like the avatar they're talking to?
I don't know. These all look like
Cheetah
Sims.
Pants Man.
Like
That's who you design.
I could see this one.
Wade A. Mosley. Well, this I came up because several startups have launched around this premise, and many have emerged from founders' own experiences with grief. Replica, an AI chatbot startup, was founded in 2015 by Eugenia Cuda after the loss of her friend. Then there's You Only Virtual, which was founded in 2020 by Justin Harrison after his mother was diagnosed with cancer. So this is kind of what...
Okay. So they've been around for a while now, these types of
Virtual grief.
virtual...
Oh my God. I can't even do this. I'm not going to do this. We're not going to watch those videos.
Back to The Sims 4.
But this is kind of what I was saying, though, is that, like, it's easy as, like, the kind of people we are to just be like, this is stupid and creepy and weird and don't do this. This is not healthy. But there are people who are like, I don't care if it's healthy or not.
I need this
Yeah,
in
I
my
need
life.
it in my life.
Yeah.
It makes me comfortable. And so while it's easy to make fun of, I don't know if Erica was talking to a simulation of you after you got hit by this terrorist bus that keeps coming after everyone. I would not be like, oh, Erica should be, I think to myself, Erica should probably be talking to somebody like a professional and not a chatbot, but I wouldn't be like, oh, Erica, you should stop talking to the chatbot. You should be talking to a psychiatrist. Like, that just sounds callous to me for somebody who's grieving.
Yeah. Yeah. But then you remind her that she's talking to basically me, and then she'd be like, oh, God, yeah, you're right. And then hopefully she should end it at that point. It's like, how do I have a virtual... is there a virtual bus that can fit the virtual...
I'm just picturing Erica.
Virtual
Starts
spouse.
talking to your replica, and the first comment is like, how's the bus?
How's the bus?
I got ran over by a bus.
Do you remember that episode of Star Trek where Geordi did
Oh,
blah,
cool.
blah,
It's
blah?
just like we're in the holodeck.
Oh. Obscure reference.
It'll be...
Disney World used to be so much better when they used to have that really good, like, Waffle House and stuff like that, and you used to get the things.
What was the name of the... Remember when Geordi used the profile of that scientist to create a Leah Brahms. You would be her Leah Brahms.
Computer. Exit holodeck. In program.
Leah Brahms? But it was weird too, because she had like an old lady hairstyle from like the turn of the century, and then Janeway has it years down the road.
But then when he met the real Leah, she was nothing like her simulation, and like burst his bubble, which was, I think, a good payoff to like that setup of that episode, which is like he had his idealized version on the holodeck, and then the actual woman shows up. So anyhow, like let's talk about Star Trek.
Yeah, dude, you know what would have been great if they had if they ended up having like a really good crossover episode of like Geordi and Bashir. Oh my god,
Who could be creepier?
And then they would also have had Barclay join it.
Oh, Barclay's the number one incel on Star Trek.
Oh, great! What a great. Well, it was great.
Let the dead be dead. Meta has more than helping people process grief as an incentive to pursue the tech it lays out in the patent, especially for accounts taking a break. It's more engagement, more content, more data for the current and future AI. I can see how the business incentive for that. I'm just curious to see how they would, when and if they implement this innovation. Yeah, I agree with this person. Let the dead be dead. That's kind of where it's at. I also don't like the idea of putting words into dead people's mouths. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want somebody to be like, oh, Brendan's dead. Let's see what his opinion is on this new movie. You don't know what I would say. The AI doesn't know what I would say. I'm totally arbitrary and contradictory about my film opinions. So,
or would they be? Yeah, would they be like trying to train what the AI would say based upon previous posts and stuff like that, and private messages and stuff? Be like, oh, this is Brendan's take on the Cubs signing this new left-handed reliever.
I'd be like, this AI version of Brendan uses the N-word a lot more than I expected.
So odd. He was a McDonald's fanboy, but
you know what I mean? It was just
it's almost like we're talking about Burger King.
What else can you force the AI version to do?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's a certain, endpoint to that. Yeah. Because then I wonder if they would eventually create a little 3-dimensional avatar version, like they were doing the whole aging thing. Could they make a little do you remember in the 2000s they used to have a little desktop stripper program that you could download, and you could have a little they would have porn stars be doing these little strip dances and stuff.
I just remember the monkey.
Not that I downloaded any, but
the little monkey friend that you could put on the corner.
Oh yeah. I want to have Clippy up all the time, but he would only show up whenever I opened up Word. But people hate a Clippy. I don't know.
And now Clippy versus Copilot, it's Clippy is a breath of fresh air. I was always partial to the little dog guy in Windows XP. And then you could dismiss him and he ran away, and it always felt kind of tragic. But
yeah. Metabus.
What was I going to say about putting words in people's mouths? I guess that's it. I think we got there.
Okay.
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.